Welcome back, everyone. So this video is sort of continuation of the previous videos which I made regarding the relationships. First video was about what to look for a guy or a girl before getting into the relationship, and the second video was about cheating in a relationship, which is very common. So this video is continuation of that what is the role of these other women or the other woman in a relationship, how she destroys a relationship, and what is the role of the male who is already committed, what is his role in breaking up a relationship or getting into cheating. So let's see. The world finds the concept of adultery and cheating rather fascinating, but whenever a man's cheat, the entire blame falls on the shoulder of two women in his life. One, his wife or the girlfriend, and second, the women with whom he cheated on his wife or his girlfriend. Like, first of all, they say the wife or the girlfriend, she must not have done enough to please her man, and second blame is on the other woman who, through the power of her sexuality, seduced the man into cheating on his partner. The chunk of shaming, however, has to be dealt with by the other woman, and a small portion of it by the man. Well, that is how the things are going on in our society. Let's see a little insight into the sad realities of being someone's other woman in a relationship. So, when you are the other woman in a marriage or in a relationship, you will always be kept under wrap. Whether your man is cheating on his girlfriend or his wife, you are kept hidden. You will not even be spoken of. There will be certain terms and conditions that you will have to follow, like not being seen together in public places. Your man, sadly, even that's not true, that is your man. You are already stealing someone else's man, so that man will do every possible thing to keep you far from prying eyes. When you are the other woman in a relationship, you have to deal with the loneliness, unless you are already cheating on your own partner. So that is the other thing. But if you don't have any other boyfriend or your husband, then obviously you will always feel loneliness. Having a relationship, you cannot tell anything about it. It's bound to be lonely. Though there will be moments of physical intimacy, plenty of them actually, but they will never be enough to overcome the pangs of isolation you feel. Again, I'm saying those for those other women who don't actually are cheating on their own partner as well. So there is nothing deep in the relationship of yours, and it locks the soul. Society always rears its foul head when it comes to forbidden affairs. For women who have participated in an affair with someone else's man, enduring harsh name is part and the parcel of the deal. But the shaming doesn't end with name calling. But once the day ends, she will brush all aside to keep her relationship with the taken man alive. Once you become a meantime girl, you will find yourself in an emotional rut. You are filling the gap of whatever this man is not getting from his committed relationship or marriage. Now, what hurts most about being someone's meantime girl is that you will always be his option, and an additional one at that too. Very rarely does a man think of a future with a woman who is cheating his girlfriend or wife with. You will have to cling on whatever little happiness you get from this relationship when you know very well that these moments are fleeting at best. And on borrowed time. The underlying condition of being someone's other woman is to have a work around their fixed schedule. You need to keep in mind that this person you love or desire has someone who has to go home to every night. He has obligations, and you need to understand and compromise accordingly. You cannot see this man every day, so the two of you have to plan work around, which involves only few hours of your pleasure. And more often, your taken man cannot even spend a night with you. Maybe in some cases, he might be able to, if you have to make do with the little time he spends with you, and that could cut a real deep, and especially if you fall in love with him, or if you are already claiming that you are in love with him. And somehow, to keep you in his life, he might have claimed that as well, because saying I love you these days is very common. It's not a big deal saying someone I love you, and if especially to a girl with whom he's cheating on, he is having the sexual pleasures from a girl, why not he would say to that girl that I love you, so that girl may stay in his life forever. And he won't never let you go, my dear. He will always keep you on his side, because he knows that you are available 24/7 to him. You are not leaving his side, he's not leaving your side. He will go and marry someone else maybe, or he won't even marry you. But even if he does marry you, are you sure that what he has done to his girlfriend or his wife, he won't do that to you as well? Mostly women who actually enter this kind of relationship complain about sleepless nights. You will find yourself exhausted with guilt, especially when you are alone, with no lover to comfort you. Obviously, if you already have a lover on whom you are cheating with that guy, then the case is different. But some women actually don't even feel guilt after doing this horrifying act. You feel guilty because deep in your heart you think that you are committing a sin against other women. It becomes worse when you realize that this guilt is one-way street. The other person, the male, he is having all what he wanted in his life. He has his wife or his girlfriend, and he has you as well. He is in the win-win situation. Well, in the first few days of the relationship may be filled with bliss. You will go through all the emotional highs in being in a new relationship. Your lover will constantly want it to be with you. However, the honeymoon phase has to end soon. The reality of being the other woman will hit you before long. The entire situation will start affecting you as a person. You know that he doesn't love you. If he loves you, then what is he just doing all these stupid stuff with you? Why doesn't he marry you? Obviously he doesn't love you, stupid girl. And that he will never be there to comfort you. Obviously in his free time, when he actually needs a shoulder to cry or a support, you call it a support, but yeah, then he will come to you. You won't be spending holidays with him or having a family or share home with him. You can never have the life that a woman your man is with is living, unless you are actually trying to break their relationship and expecting that after breaking their relationship you will be the only girl in his life and he will make you his wife and you both will stay happily ever after. Then what can we say? We have some examples in our media industry, where women have done that. They have broken a very beautiful marriage just to get that man and to marry him. So yeah, maybe you have a chance after all. Let's be honest, these relationships are only about sex and they are very temporary. This is undoubtedly the most heart-wrenching and even frightening fact about being in such a relationship. The entire bond will someday end as abruptly as it started. You cannot even expect a closure from your lover. When you begin, you were secret lovers, and when you part, you must part as strangers. Again, I'm talking about most of the cases, not the few special cases in which the other woman actually wins the guy. She is actually able to steal the guy from his long-term partner, his wife or his lover. And that is actually sad too. Yes, this is not fair. Men seem to be given a free ride when it comes to relationship mistakes. Having more than one partner, being in love with the other woman, and pretty much doing whatever they want. Women aren't able to glide so gracefully under the radar. If you do anything that is out of the norm, you are either burned at the stake or socially shunned from your friends and family. What a man can get away with, a woman can't even speak out loud for the fear of public shame or ridicule. It will remain that way until you step out from behind the shadows. So is it wrong? Is love wrong? If it's love, then why does it have to be this hard or have to come at expense of someone else's happiness? It doesn't. Love is not defined by your situation or someone else. It wasn't a choice that you made either. It happened despite your best efforts, despite your morals, despite your upbringing, despite every single one of your friends telling you otherwise. Here you are. You cannot stop loving this man. You cannot stop thinking, does he love the other woman? And you just cannot give up on him. But he's married, engaged, or maybe dating someone else. You tell me, is love wrong? If love is not wrong, then neither is what you are doing. Yeah, so there you go. Words have power, and when you are feeling powerless, you'll grasp at anything that might give you a spark, even for a moment. So, if your partner leaves you for another, you will feel better if you call her names like homewrecker, lowlife, whore, tramp, slut, skank, and all those other words in your native language. Whatever makes you feel better for that moment. Who are the other women actually? It varies from case to case. But typically, she is someone a man met at work or knew from high school as his friend, or maybe the ex, someone you don't actually know. In the atypical and truly awful cases, she is a friend, or she could be your neighbor, or if you are married and you have a kid, then she could be your child's babysitter, or maybe a coach. So now I'm going to share a quote from The Abundant Wife. I found that online. Here it goes. I used to spend countless hours wondering how the other woman, knowing we had a large loving family, could help push the relationship. I realize now that she didn't think anything. They were so caught up in each other that it justified their behavior. And who knows what he told her? He can tell her anything. She probably thinks she is rescuing him. In the early days after learning about the affair, a wife will want to pump her husband for details, needing to know how it happened, where and when they met, and how often they saw each other. And then to learn more, does he love her? What did they do sexually? What are his plans with her? Will she replace you in his life? But it's a double-edged sword, because each piece of information, it pierces the heart and then gets lodged in the brain. The more you know, the worse you feel. Knowing the details makes one feel even more betrayal. In desperate attempt to unearth what was going on, some wives actually meet with the other woman. The wives want to hear from her what the truth was, or need to tell her how the man has been lying to her. But most women who have reached out, the other women have regretted it. As one has mentioned, that she just gave me more crap to get distressed about. So yeah, it's not a good approach to go and ask the other woman, because she has no emotions. She feels that whatever she is doing or whatever she has done is totally fine. It's totally justifiable, because your man came to her and God knows what he talked to her about, and she thinks that she is actually rescuing him, she is his support, or she loves him and he loves him, as he might have claimed that to her as well. Obviously, a woman won't stay with a man unless, or do stuff for him unless he tells her that he loves her. So save yourself from that heartache, and don't even bother confronting that other woman. It's worthless. You are way too precious, my love. Way too. Well, about the name calling to the other woman, I would like to share one more quote that is shared by a woman whose man cheated on her, and she shared that online. She said that one shocking moment that she experienced in the early days after her husband left her was that when she referred to his girlfriend as a whore, and he said, "Don't talk about her like that." He was protecting her. That was rough. But that time she realized the hard way that he was more aligned, or he was more into that other woman than her. So there are so many stories like that which women had shared, and it's actually really very heartbreaking. And while making this video, I am even getting emotional. But obviously this has to be brought into the limelight, because this is getting very common everywhere. People are getting heartbroken, relationships are getting broken, and I don't know, why don't they actually realize this, that how much harm they are doing to one's life. It's actually very saddening. Where have we come to? Is this the humanity? We are way worse than animals. We are way worse than animals. So, what advice should be given to the women who are suffering from that? Stop using dirty words to refer the other woman. It feels good for the moment, but brings you down in some psychic way, if only to yourself. Secondly, stop asking about the details of the affair. He just may be tempted to tell you. Recognize that most husbands or boyfriends who had long-term affairs have told the other woman that the marriage or the relationship is virtually over, and that my wife or my partner actually knows about it. He lies to you and he lies to her too. Exercise discipline. As soon as you can manage it, stop checking on her Facebook page, stop asking everyone about her, stop stalking her. It makes you feel bad and feel worse. So don't even try to meet the other woman. Nothing good will come out from her. Turn down the volume on her importance in your life, unless she was a friend. That is really about you and him. In the end, I would just say, be kind to yourself. Thank you.